Slice your paper. I wish I had pretty handwriting. Thanks. Mine was a chicken scratch. Ready? Oh,
No, I was just gonna show you. You remember this? This is what you're gonna do. Okay, got it. I'm gonna see it. Okay, if you don't see it, just move this out.
you're good. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Let's get this done. Tell me when we're ready.
You go
Ready?
ahead. Yep.
Okay. Welcome to the Brookville, Town of Brookville redevelopment meeting on the November 24th, 2025, 6 p.m. Welcome, everyone. I want to call to order. Who is here? Todd Thackeray, not present. Not here. Rita Sig here. John Rudisell is no longer a member. He resigned. John Estridge is not here. Kevin Kaiser.
Here.
Victoria Meyer. And Rebecca Beasley.
Here.
Welcome to our newest member.
Thank you.
Rebecca Beasley was confirmed today and did the oath before the meeting. Welcome.
Thank you, dear.
The first thing I want to do is stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She did. She said amen for you. Okay. Since we did have the resignation of John Rudisell, we have an appointment of Rebecca Beasley. The first thing that we need to do is find a secretary. So I would like to see if there is a motion that anyone would like to make on who, or is a nomination for who would want to be secretary. I would like to nominate Rebecca Beasley. Is there a second? All in favor? Right, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All that say no?
Oh, look at me, I can't vote for you.
It's okay, it's okay. Welcome, Secretary Beasley. Okay, we have the approval of the meeting minutes. Since October was canceled with a lack of a quorum, we would like approval of the August 2025 meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve them. Since I was.
I should probably second the motion, yeah. I'll second the motion, and I'm not sure, we don't have enough
Yeah.
votes for that, so we'll have to wait till the next time to do that. Do we?
Yeah, but I wasn't here.
Doesn't matter. You make up the quorum now, you can vote.
Perfect. Okay, we're going off what Mr. Kaiser says here. Okay, Vicky makes a motion, I second it. All those in favor? Aye.
Did you have quorums? She's abstaining.
Got it, thank you. And the same thing for the approval of the September meeting minutes. Is there a motion to accept those minutes? Vicky makes a motion to accept the minutes. All those in favor? I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye. And Becky abstains. Okay, I will have you sign off on this before we forget. You sign off on these. Sign your name there and there. And then the next meeting, you'll be signing off on those with Todd. Okay, is there, the bond distils are here tonight. I wanted to see if it's okay that we listen to them first before we go to the next thing that we're gonna do. So Vicky, would you like to introduce?
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Bond, just don't, I don't know your first names. Sam, okay.
If I could have you right up here to one of you, you can, at least one of you said they can. And it's mainly so you're on the
We
microphone.
don't mind.
And because you might. your microphone.
It's just us.
Your microphone, I have to use. So we can-
But Mr. and Mrs. Bond is still, they live at 330 Main Street and they are in the process of putting a couple of garages, right? In your yard.
One garage.
One
Okay.
garage, okay.
One
Okay,
car
just
garage.
one, I'm sorry, okay. Yeah, and they have, they've come to the town board on it, it got approved there. The historic, foundation or the historic preservation committee, we did deny it because there were some problems with the exterior wood, it being 10, and that's not acceptable in our guidelines. So if you want to go ahead now, and you guys have since changed that. And so you're coming here to ask approval. Did you bring your application in?
Mhm.
You might want to give that to, we've given them an application through the redevelopment that we will listen to what they need and see what decision we make on that. As
And
far
then,
as having,
and then also Todd Thackeray informed us too, so I'll take your application, that would be great.
I'm sorry, just out of curiosity, I didn't hear what you said, the Historic Society. What's their,
we denied it because of the material. One of the material, the exterior material didn't meet our guidelines.
Perfect, thank you.
It was.
That's exactly it.
You're
Mhm.
fine, fine.
And then you can go back there, yeah. Thank you for taking the time to fill out the application. Thank you very much. So we will let you go ahead and you want to explain why you're here tonight and we'll go from there.
Okay. Like she said, I want to correct the
The materials.
materials.
Mm.
Being, we had metal, aluminum, metal. We decided to go with engineered wood. LP smart siding if it's okay. I have a few pictures to show what it looks like. And by color, I have, of course, there's many choices of color. And we're trying to match the color up with our siding that we already have existing on our other garage and part of our house. And of course, the real metal is a real wood, excuse me. Real wood is probably $12 a board, not calculated for the footage that we'll be building. The color that we've chose is sandy clay in the wood now. If this is like that will be, we will buy it. If I made myself clear. So you asked for an estimate. I kind of made notes on my own. Roughly, it's a 25-foot by 70-foot length concrete. um, roughly 18,000. Um, not, not paid for yet, not been able to move forward, hoping because of the weather coming, it will cost more because we have to add whatever it is that they add for the cold weather. Um, some kind of netting, maybe. I'm not real sure yet. I haven't got up close with him on that. The contractor keeps in touch with him. The garage kit costed 16,000. It was ordered and delivered upon the approval from the county board, the town board. I thought I was finished with my approval because she's explained to me that was the last step. And I hadn't cleared up the corrections from the beginning when we started this in January this year. It's been a process, and I first had decided that I was going to have a kit delivered, a custom built on site. It would have been siding this type that we're choosing to use now. It was going to cost $50,000, so I backed off. I changed my paperwork and corrected with Gina, went forward, and realized later that I hadn't done all the paperwork with the commissions, historic commissions. So I had already been through them twice, passing the paperwork, and I had to go for a meeting, and so I was very confused, but I didn't understand any of the process. Um, we really didn't know. We didn't have anyone to direct us but Gina, and she did a really good job. So, but I was still confused when we got to the meeting what happened, but that's what happened. We didn't, we chose metal, and I guess somewhere along the line, we had mismeasured when we went to the board of the town. The 16-foot was supposed to be 18-foot by 24. Somehow, when I called on the previous carport that we had existing through Gilman's, someone gave me a measurement of 16 feet, or because we've been through 3 contractors, we had to go through Angie's list to find somebody, and we were writing down materials and this and that, making notes with my sister guiding me along the way, and we was talking days apart, and somewhere the 16 feet got mixed up with it was supposed to be 18 by 24. My third contractor caught it. My sister took a tape measure and caught it, and it was corrected with the board through the county. And my mistake, I didn't realize. And so when it went through the commission, through the historic, I thought that's what we was going to the meeting over, but actually it was about the materials, and that caused me to be behind on my contractors scheduling it in. I'd already ordered the kit because we thought we were good to go, and it's laying in my backyard, and we're staying in contact. All the guys are on board to move forward. And that's basically, I paid for, well, rubber roofing wasn't in part of the permit, but we are now doing a roof too, which I added, not understanding if I could add it or not. So I wrote in there on that application that's outside of the permit, but yet we are in process at this time with Crawley Roofing to put shingles on our roof because the neighbor's historic house we're connected to by a firewall. Used to be our property back in the 1800s. His roof leaked onto our existing roof because he didn't put, nobody put flashing in between the mortar on the bricks. And there's many, many reasons, but that's what the roofers told us 3 weeks ago. But they went forward with part of our roof, which is rubber, and I paid for that. And so that was $8,950. So the shingles yet to come are $4,875, which we've agreed to. We just have to match the material with the garage we're building. I'm preferring to keep the metal with the kit that we ordered because our existing carport is metal and our deck on the back of our house is metal. And if I go with shingles, that means I have to put, aesthetically should put shingles on both the carport and the new garage we plan to build, but I didn't want to. That's more expensive, and we're already, the,
Thanks,
we're,
Sally. I don't want to interrupt you, but just kind of to condense all of this. You guys had thought you had all of the approvals, and then when you come to us for the COA, then you found out that no, we couldn't approve it because you didn't have the right, you weren't going to put the right material on your exterior. So you have changed that now, and you are going to a material that will meet the historic preservation guidelines. Is that correct? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that?
That's what we
what it
plan, that's
boils
what we're
down
trying to
to?
do, yes.
And because of the additional expense of this, that's why you're coming to us to see if there's some kind of relief for the additional expense that we can help you with.
Yes.
That,
Do you have the quote for the material that they're looking for yet?
I have a quote on the material that we have in our yard.
But for the material that they're looking for at the historical for the certificate of appropriateness, do you have those yet or in place, or are you?
No, I don't
No.
have it. I don't
Okay.
have,
So what are you particularly asking for tonight? Is it for
what do you mean?
the materials
for-
that you need to buy to make it happen? Is that what you're looking for? Because that's usually what we do on the facade grant. It is what you're going to put up, and then it passes the certificate of appropriateness for the COA. And then we can look at approving that so the materials that you bought right now and you can't use is something I don't think we can pay for, but we need to have the quotes that you are going to put on there. And because there's another meeting in December that, we can look to approve something, but we would need the quotes from what you are planning to put on there that passes their requirements. Is that from what I'm understanding needs to happen?
I have a picture. I mean,
Yeah, that's it. And
has
that's one of the requirements too, to have the picture, but then to also have the quote of how much it is so that we can make a motion to say, can we approve this amount of money for this kind of building that you're looking for? So, and then it passes all the certificate of appropriateness. So even if you came in and it didn't pass yet by the historical group, you could come in and request those funds with what they're looking for. And then we could say, we could pass that if they pass that with the historical group and pass all your materials that you're going to use. So
So what we're asking for is, your quote for the wood that you're gonna be using now that meets the historic, group's, guidelines.
Because that would be something we would do. I mean, this is right up our alley, what we do. But I don't think we can pay for something that's not going to pass.
Yeah, and so when we don't even know what you need at this point without the quote. Yeah.
Or
What?
what the costs are. So if you could produce a line item by maybe one of your, the builder that you're using,
Yeah.
if he could come up with a quote to say, this
Mhm.
is how much this is gonna cost to get this done, to complete the job, that's something that we can look at, absolutely.
Soon.
At the next meeting, we're the fourth Monday of the month, and we could change a meeting date if that needed to happen. We absolutely can do that. We just gotta have to make sure that we're so many days ahead before we change the meeting. But Todd Thackeray is the president, and he did bring it up that we could change a meeting date if we needed to help out. But we first need a quote, and it would need to be sent to Gina ASAP. So we would know, is this going to work for you? Ask you any other questions, or maybe give you one of our phone numbers to help you through that process too, to maybe help with the line items. So
Have you talked to the place that you're gonna get these materials from? Do you know what it's gonna cost? Have they told you what it's gonna cost to get the materials that you need?
My contractor takes care of that for me. He has a pretty good idea. He was gonna send me a link if he could, and I don't think I got a link.
Okay.
Okay,
But,
so just get a hold of your contractor and tell him you need an estimate as soon as possible.
Yeah.
He
Or a
could probably
quote.
do
Well,
that for
time
us.
for it.
I would love it because,
and if you could share your phone number,
Sal.
yeah, but they don't wanna, that's not. what
right?
they're
We
in.
need something in
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah,
Something that states what it is.
on their letterhead and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I tried yesterday. I talked to him yesterday and he said first go to the meeting and explain to him that it's what it is, show the picture. It's engineered LP siding. It's gonna be cheaper than wood. It is wood, it's engineered wood.
As long as it passes the certificate of appropriateness by the historical group for your building, it has to pass that for it to be covered by redevelopment.
Well, if I might say, I was reading that website and it says LP siding is approved.
Is it, that's what it
At the
is?
check in
That's
your
great.
county.
That's great. Long as it passes them, we don't worry, we don't, as our group is, we're just a facade grant for the Main Street, that historical area there, that we can help you with that facade. So if you could stay in touch with one of us and we can
Absolutely.
help you with
be
that
great.
situation, and maybe if, help you out through that,
Cause the guys wanna go forward fast. I do too.
right?
Before, what can I say, weather.
Can't put concrete down unless you put calcium in it, then you're taking a good chance of messing up.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that happened to you, that you had to
It's-
go through all of that.
It's a nightmare.
It's so much. It is a lot to go through, and it's a lot expected. But at the end of the day, they have a certain way they want that Main Street to look, and that's why we're here to help. But we have to have those requirements
Vicky,
first.
is there someone that has to go out to approve that or that material?
The meeting.
Well,
We don't have the material. We have
don't
a,
have it yet.
Well, whenever you get it, I mean, can you get it,
Well, no.
They have to go to a
we have
meeting
to-
first.
Yeah, we would have to, I mean, you need to get the quote
yeah,
of what you're getting.
okay.
And you're talking, what is LP siding? I thought you were going with the wood.
That's engineered wood.
That is engineered. wood.
Yes, it is. It's what I was told. That's what I wanted originally when I was gonna have a custom built, like an Amish work with it.
So I would suggest get your estimate, and then, for this, we don't need to do anything. I mean, she has to come back to apply for another COA. Or else we can, well, we can't, I don't think we can approve the one
When's
that we.
when's the meetings for
It must be the third month. We had it last Monday or Tuesday.
I
third
just
Monday?
wanna make sure that her material is approved before she
Right.
moves forward.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, she'll have to present that to.
So that there's not another mistake for you to have to deal
Historical
with.
preservation again. Yeah.
I don't like mistakes.
I know. Again, we're all sorry that you've had to go through this.
It's okay, okay, that's one step.
I
at a
do
time.
have your phone number and your email here. What I could do is get a hold of you and help you through the process.
That would be
And
great.
I think that might be the easiest way to help you out there, to make sure you have everything in place. So, and keep intact with you about like timing. How can we do this on timing? So, because it could be till the fourth Monday if it takes the third Monday for their meeting. So, I know.
Yeah, we'll try to work with you on that. I can work with Debbie Burkhart and see what, maybe we can.
Could you talk to the contractor?
And you have Crawley Roofing
Yeah.
here? Is it
Uh-huh.
Crawley Roofing?
It is.
Okay, I know them too. So, I mean, we can see what we can do tonight. Unless, is there any other more questions that
No.
you guys have?
No, not at all.
There's not, I, the contractors picked a color for me for the roof on my shingles on the house. But it's steel gray, if we can go forward with that. The
Mhm.
roofers can get started when they're able here. If I pick a color, but then if I pick that color, I still, the only problem I have is
Well,
I'm
it's my
gonna, is ma-
understanding that we're focused on the new building, not your house. So roof on your
Right.
house.
is,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
is the color metal, silver, okay?
you can, that's not our choice.
I don't know that.
Yeah, that's not,
Yeah.
that's what I kind of understood too, but because we already have the kit that we already purchased. And the roof's there.
The roof is something with
Well,
the,
it's obvious, the roof that you're talking about is for the garage. You're
Yes,
correct.
to build, yes.
Yeah, and you got a kit. And
Yes,
this roof came with that kit.
right,
So you're asking, would that be acceptable to use that roofing?
yes.
and that's something we don't,
Yeah.
we can't answer that.
Yeah, that would be more of a,
We're more so on funding
Yeah.
than they're on more of the architecture part of it for the
Yeah.
historical group.
Mhm.
So I think I'd love to do something for you tonight, but we can't do any kind of, I don't think we can make a motion in any way tonight until we get the numbers back from you.
Right,
And I think what I can do is I can give you a call and work with you and kind of help you through that process.
Mhm.
Because it is a lot. I do agree. It's a
Mhm.
lot. And,
do the jobs have to be incomplete before what,
they don't.
or not?
They,
Because,
we just need, what we need is, we need a list of your quote. We need the quote.
Mhm.
We need to know that the historical group gave you a certificate of appropriateness. And then we can release funds. But we cannot do anything until both of those are in order. Because we don't know what to make a motion of on how much or anything right now.
so you need a quote on the whole entire build.
And we can work on that. We can work on that together to find out what it is exactly you need the quote for. What are you looking for from us?
Yeah,
So, and so we know what it is.
uh-huh. So my notes don't,
yeah.
I'm-
So the
I-
quote though, I'm getting a little confused myself. So we just need a quote. The 10 was the problem. They're eliminating that and they're going to this engineered wood. So she needs a quote on the engineered wood,
Mhm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what she needs a quote on. I'm not sure what she needs a quote on either.
Confused, I don't know.
Everything, oh, okay, I don't know, so. We
Oh,
definitely need the only reason we denied their COA was because of the 10 siding they were gonna use.
Was it just for the siding that
Yes.
that you're seeking, just
It's
help with the
just
siding?
10
Is that all?
siding, yeah.
everything else structurally was okay with,
So it's just the siding. So is what you need to do is go back to your builder or your contractor and have him give you an estimate, which everything's gonna be.
wait, can we do that on the phone, maybe? No?
We have-
No,
No.
have to
I
send
have
you
this
a-
something
Oh.
written. Yeah, I can do that. I just took a picture and I'm gonna give this information back to you
Mhm.
because it has on here a checklist at the bottom
Mhm.
of this stuff right here that you'll need.
You
So
read them to me?
I can give it back to you and
Okay.
I'll give it back to you and then you can look at it. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna put my phone number here for you.
It's just that we have to have those estimates in order to proceed with anything, because we just can't just give money out, just any amount of money if we don't know, if we don't see an estimate. I think that's where. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Help us all.
Okay, I have,
Good day, you haven't had a lot of time to work on it.
Well,
okay, I will go ahead and hand this back to you.
yeah,
And I'm gonna hand you that back and then we'll stay in touch, me and you. We'll go back and forth and see what we can nail this down to. And working with everybody, I'll figure out what it is exactly that you need, how we need it worded, and if I need to help you with a call in the contractor, I don't have any issues with that.
oh yeah, he's
So-
really good to work with.
So, yeah, we'll do that. So if there isn't anything else,
I
I'm
don't-
glad you showed up and I wish we could help you tonight, but we can in the future.
Yeah,
We can
great.
work on this.
That would be really
It's a pretty quick
wonderful.
turnaround,
Good.
but yeah, you can go ahead over here and you can pick this back up.
Okay,
And we'll stay in touch and see if we can get this done sooner. Good. It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Appreciate it.
And then on the third page where the checklist is, and then there's my contact information at the top too. Rita.
how will you get those crosses? You want them on email?
We'll work it out. We're gonna work it out. You're right down the road. I'll find you. We can do this. Okay, thanks you guys.
Keep the faith.
Hang in there. Hang in there.
Thanks, guys.
You guys have a good evening.
I bet. It's a lot of stress. So, is there any questions
No.
before we move forward? Okay. Legislative update. I do not have anything on that. Anybody? The funds update, that is something we need to talk about. We have the CD maturities. We have one with holding 200,000 at FCN. It matures December 18th, 2025. The other one for 300,000 matures February 27th. So the question is, and this might be a great one for Kevin to be part of it too, is FCN holds the certificates of deposit, that FCN bank. The option to invest in the Indiana Trust is a slightly higher initial rate, but variable is to be determined. 50% insured, full liquidity. Consider adopting an investment policy like if the Indiana Trust rate is more than 0.250 or 0.30 higher than FCND rate, the FCN CD rate, then we would choose to invest in Indiana Trust. The thing is, the numbers aren't out yet, what the interest is going to be on FCN or Indiana. Indiana is also variable. It can change throughout the year. FCN is the number what it's going to be for the thing. FCN is local. They've always been good to us. They've always been here. That's one thing we want to think of as a factor and determine this too. And I was trying to think, what is the rate right now? But the one thing that he wants to help, he thinks that we should decide, Todd and Gina, is since it matures December 18th, to try to make a decision to say, okay, we'll go with one or the other with a higher rate, but if FCN is not any different than 0.25 or 0.30, that should we just stay with FCN? Because they are a local group. And the Indiana Trust does change throughout the year. You don't know, it could go lower or higher, one way or other.
So FCN is fixed, not variable?
Yes, that's correct. Can I have a discussion about that?
What do you think?
You have the one bond that matures on 12/18, correct?
Correct.
And do you have to make a decision on what to do with that by the 18th? Or can you move the money back into the checking account essentially?
We can. We don't have to, but it would just be, so we be the easiest would just to keep it going. Or if we move it, if we want to make that decision. At the end of the day, it's not going to come out till January, the rates, or they'll find out sometime in December when those rates are going to be. But that is correct. We don't have to. We were just trying to think, since it is on the 18th, can they just roll it over? Or
So you're asking about rolling it over on the 18th, even though you don't know what the interest rate is.
correct. Well, they are gonna let us set, like, we could put it back into our account and then decide in January. The one thing that was brought up, if it is determined before then, those rates, if we find out before then, is do we want to look at if it's 0.25 difference, 0.3, 0.4, if Indiana is, if FCN is higher by that amount, do we want to make a motion to decide, okay, we'll go with Indiana if it's this, or FCN if they are at a 0.25 lower rate, do we want to just stick with FCN? Or 0.3? Or we said chili and decide then.
My suggestion, you don't have a full board,
Correct,
you don't have all the details.
correct.
I would not make any decisions until at least the next meeting when you have more information and the full board.
I would agree with that too.
That's why.
And also too, like you said, they can pull the money out, it comes back into our account, and then it goes back in January is what the decision can be. It's not gonna hurt us one way or the other.
If there's no penalties, that would be my suggestion.
There is not.
Can I motion to table this then? I motion to table.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of tabling the motion
Yep.
to? I'll say aye. Aye. I'll say no. Nope. Unanimously approved to table. Perfect. Okay, the spending plan. This is something that we've had for the last 4 months. This is the same that we have had. Is there any, would you like to make a discussion on the spending plan? Do you have any questions on the spending plan?
Where is the spending?
It is in your packet.
I don't remember. Detail.
There you go, industry expanding plan, and then the page before that. This is the annual spending plan that,
What is this?
yes, where right here, it starts right here. There you go. So for the first thing that we have done and we've talked about is the Indiana Small Business Service Center to $10,000. And Be Bold in Brookville IEDC grant 5,000. This is something that we've talked about. Jenny has been in here. I'm trying to think of her last name from the Indiana Small Business Group. She is a wealth of knowledge and has really helped Brookville and the small business and that program to bring in small business owners. She had the most successful group class this last year than she has ever had in any of our other places. There was 10 that started, 9 that completed it. We have the business that's selling the antiques out is now part of that. And other business owners that actually could work from their places that they're in business now. And those are all from Brookville. Those people are from Brookville. So that's the explanation on that. Capital economic development plans, redevelopment, Main Street, 630, 632, 634 Main Street property. That's for the police building to put into that $100,000, $100,000. The other capital expenditures, $144,000, and that's for water lines, wastewater, sewer, and that is what we're looking for. Also, we're working with Tim Ripperger to do a master plan for the sewer and the water. So how are we going to update that sewer plant, get everything fixed, get everything in order before he retires? Really take in all that information and come up with a master plan. We've really been working on that lately in the last 2 weeks to make sure that when the future developments start beginning, that sewer plant can handle it. So that's kind of that. Main Street Brookville grants 30,000.
What is that? The Main Street Brookville, what is that?
So that is for the local economic development for Main Street. That would be something like the contribution to local nonprofits, the people that came in for, let's say, that lights down at the park,
Okay.
that would fill in for that.
Okay.
It could work for your grants and loans, be a matching, something like that. Franklin County Community School Corporation, we put 10,000. That is something their marketing has come to us for the last couple of years. And again, these can be moved around and changed, but the state wants to have a pretty good idea of what their starting number is.
So the Franklin County School Corporation marketing, is that just to try to draw other families here and kids in? I mean, what is the marketing thing on this? I don't understand.
One thing I would add is 10,000 is also added by the community foundation, so it's another 10,000, but Kevin might need to, can explain what they've
Franklin
used.
County Development, it's a matching between this entity and Franklin County. Right now it's being utilized so we have, I think I said this at a previous meeting before it was approved, but Daniel Ward is on board and the money is being used to compensate him. He's doing marketing with the Facebook pages, online and videos, games, but yes, in the end, it's to market the schools. We need to, it's a business. We have to market it and we want to draw in more students and families. So that is the goal.
That's
Yes.
it. Okay, that's what I thought.
And two, that's our starting, so if they want to come in and maybe have another program, or that's just the starting. So if
Yes.
that's what we're planning this year, but if they wanted to come in and ask for something else, they still could. and we can adjust stuff in the future, so. And I have to say, that's the first time I really, I think he's doing a really good job. I
Yes.
really like it. It's the first time I've watched the games and all that. He's doing a good job.
So what is actually going into the marketing endeavor? You said something about his salary has to be paid out of this, so what does that leave of, what is it, $20,000?
My understanding is it's all going towards paying him and any costs associated with that.
Yeah. I was asking like,
Yeah.
is his salary 20% of that, or is it 50%?
Oh, no, I believe it's all of it, but don't quote me on that,
Yeah.
but, he's doing the work, the editing and everything behind the
Sure.
scenes. He's at the games with the cameras. He has a couple of people work with him as well, I know, or I've seen. But in the long run, it's not a lot for,
Right, for all that he's doing. I would agree with that. I saw him out, yeah, he's doing a lot for marketing and,
Okay.
and he's got his heart into it too. You can tell he's got his whole being in it. The other thing is, last year they did a program when the superintendent first came in, and really did a lot of work on that. What was that called? That program last year? Empower? No. There was a program that we put him to help him last year with the superintendent.
that's what you're referring to. I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I remember it was, he had a lot of public meetings, public feedback. It's probably a really good thing for him when he first started. So it'll be neat to have him come in and talk about his first couple of years or his first year.
Absolutely. He just had the coffee and conversation is what he called it, I believe.
Great.
Coffee on Main this past week, I believe. He was there from 7:30 to 9:30 ish, and just anybody that wanted to come in and talk. And I talked to him and the owner of Coffee on Main, and seemed to think it went over really, really well.
Great.
Okay.
The facade grant funding, we have 50,000 in that.
Is that an every year thing, the facade thing?
We actually upped that price for the facade grant. Yes, it is a yearly.
So
every year.
Just last year.
We started doing that for several years.
Oh,
That
yeah.
that paperwork, it went where they stopped it for a year or two, and now it's back.
Okay.
So this is, since I've been on here, it's been back. So maybe 3 years, but I think it was before that. But we have 50,000, and that facade grant is for the Main Street historical areas, is what it is. It's a starting, 50,000 is a starting. But we do have money to the side for that still for this year.
It says maximum anticipated amounts. So if
Mhm.
these aren't the maximums, they can change.
Correct, they can change. It's a good thing to know, and then we just adjust numbers. Because there is money that's set aside in the CDs and other, but this is a good start, how to do it. For the fire ladder truck payment, it's gonna be $53,389 this coming year. We put that to the side, because TIF funds can be used for police and fire now. Permissible reimbursements for employee training. And the RAI membership, we do that every year. And that's something I really think if you ever really wanted to go to something, that's a great. I go to 2 to 3 meetings a year on that all over the state of Indiana. It's a great group of people, a lot of learning on redevelopment. So total of anticipated maximum expenditures are 420,000 is what we have. Do we have a motion to approve the spending plan?
I make a motion to approve the spending plan.
One second.
There's a first by Becky to approve. Vicky seconded. All in favor, say aye of the spending plan. Aye. Motion passed. Great.
Related question, what's the expected income for the year?
It is between, it's between 350 to 400,000 a year. And the current TIF numbers, that's another thing that we are gonna talk about with Nick for that spending plan is Nick Lawrence with the Wheatley Group is going to go over the TIF area. Then what I asked him to do was, let's look at, for each property, it'll be great for you guys to see on Gateway is what they call it. And it tells you the price or what they get for that particular property. If somebody improves that property, then it will increase quite a bit. It will increase quite a bit. So anytime you see more development or anything happening, that increases the TIF funds coming in. So with a new bill coming in, the TIF funds are likely to drop 30%. But I don't think we're gonna see that big of a difference in town with all the improvements coming in. So Nick Wheatley is going to come in, I think in January, and talk about those. And we have we've been talking about how to present that, and we're gonna focus on certain properties so that you can see what it is today and what it will be in the end of the year. Or likely to be assessed. He's gonna look at those numbers too. So I think it'll be great because he's never done that part of it. And I know that was really hard for me to understand those numbers coming in, but it'll be great for you guys to see that in January. So we're gonna focus on certain properties so you can really see how this works. It'll be great. So, but that's how it has been around 300 to 400,000 coming in. So. Any questions on that? Spending plan, the TIF spending plan, we did that, November approved. Submit town council in December for next year. Be happy with that. Next, Lawrence is gonna come in January. The update for the Main Street former police building. We are going to put a request out for cleaning services, clean out of the town property. The town of Brookville is accepting proposals to clean out the properties 632, 634 Main Street. One of those is where the Main Street is housed right now with Christine. In the back, she has some really interesting stuff back there. So it needs to be cleaned out. And that's along with the whole police building. They've got it pretty cleaned up, but the garage is completely full. There's office furniture from probably 1950s, 60s that are in there. There's several filing cabinets, probably about 20 that need to come out. But so we're gonna do, the scope of work will be removal of all items, debris from the garages, buildings and rear Main Street office, excluding anything to the walls. Contractors responsible for all disposal fees and related fees. Sweeping of all floors upon completion is preferred. A site visit or video of the items to be removed may be requested, and we're gonna put that date out there. And it'll be very close. The proposals are gonna be due back by December 15th. So once this is confirmed tomorrow, then it'll go out. So that's the update on the police building.
Is Christine still gonna stay there after we get it cleaned out? She wants.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
We're not gonna clean out her office. It's the back. The back, there's these little closets that are something I never, that's crazy. Just
Yeah.
crazy.
The basement alone is scary.
Yeah, the basement is actually looking really good.
Okay.
It looks pretty darn clean now.
Okay.
It's clean as can be. It's dry. The pipes look good. Everything looks great, and the heat is staying on there too. So, it's great bones. It's going to be a great thing. Yes. Yeah, the garage is something else. So that's what that update is on there. GIS parcel. Ready 2.0, proposed November of each year. So when we talk to Nick, what we're gonna do is to have propose to him that we'd like to see the presentation in November. So we're gonna do January and then November, and we want to try to keep that every year so everybody's aware of how much is coming in. Water line and service replacement, US 52 west of CVS still waiting to hear on that, when that's gonna happen. Those funds are already to the side to go to that development. One thing that also was brought up when I talked to Tim is, I think by the year 2028, all copper lines, anything that was, any materials that EPA wanted gone, it has to be gone. So that's not going to change and we need to deal with it. So we're also gonna do a master plan and we're gonna meet in December with him to go over what does he need so that they can send that to HWC, his engineer, and start that process so we can work with USDA to get those funds in place. So that's something that's the ball just started rolling here in the last couple of weeks to get that going. Our big thing is before he leaves, we need to have a plan in place.
Yeah.
And we need to know how we're gonna cover that price. So I've been doing a lot of studying on it and sent it over, and Nick and Tim and those guys are starting the process. So that'll be a big update and hopefully the next meeting. 2025 Opportunity Zone. This is something that was a lot of confusion came up in the last couple of months. And I think it was because of the confusion, there wasn't a set data sitting in front of us on how this works, how it does it. They want to expand this out into the county. That's going to open, which at first I was like, oh my gosh, that takes us out. We're not going to have that opportunity zone. And the opportunity zone does bring in money to the TIF district for us too, for redevelopment. It also improves where the Valley House, the newspaper, the hotel, and I think there's a couple other ones. So when they make a profit or they have extra money that they don't want to be taxed for, the government has it where, hey, you can come in here and spend money and save and get some tax credits and you don't have to owe all these taxes. You're improving this town for us and saving us money in the background. This is my take on it. And you're saving us money. It's helping our town look better, improve itself. And that owner they could have went and bought a house on the beach, is the way I look at it, but they didn't. They chose here. They chose to put their home here. So that's something that the Opportunity Zone, also Nick said, he's starting to receive new information on the new updates on from the bill being passed in July. So they're working on that. And then he also wants to talk about that in January, how that affects Brookville. And reaching it out into the rural area is another additional thing to the opportunities and they're gonna add. They're only gonna do it of very little places. It's gonna cut down this year, I think by 25%. So we wanna keep it in this area? And I mean, my feeling is yes, we absolutely do. And how do we get that into the rural? How do we do that? Do we need to send a letter to somebody? Who is it? Who do you get in contact? So he's gonna talk about that in January. Do we have any questions or updates on Opportunity Zone? And I'm continually learning on that too. So Main Street Brookville, annual 30,000. 50% annual 30,000 up from 24,000 in 2025 for services. That's something I think we already voted on this time. The comprehensive plan. We are now down to one more meeting with the steering committee. The American Structure Point is going to put 3 ideas in front of us. And they're gonna talk to the group and say, what do they like, what don't they like? And then the consensus of that group, and then finish it up and have it out by end of December or January. So we had a great turnout for stakeholders again, which we still have to get you in from missing that one meeting. But there was a great group that showed up this week. I was so happy to see them, and their stakeholders are realtors and business owners that have things going on, and people that also want to develop. So what do they want to see? Do they want to see APC rule changing? Do they want to see, they ask all kinds of questions. So we had a great turnout on that, great turnout on the steering committee, lots of good ideas. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that get that to the finish line. Any questions on the comprehensive?
No.
Let's see, what else do we have on here? Riverfront parking, walkability. Also, on like the parking, walkability study, all of that is going in with a comprehensive plan too.
We talked a little bit about that, didn't we?
Mhm.
It's pretty expensive. It's
Oh, it
millions,
is, it
millions
is.
of dollars, yeah.
It is, and mainly this comprehensive, it brings it up, it'll always bring up any data it can get out of everybody, but I tell you, it was really a good meeting, good
It
group.
was a good group.
So, the parking and walkability study.
That was something that was done a while ago, or this year, was it done this
Yeah,
year with
And
Bridget
the
and them?
bicycle, that included the bicycle trail.
Okay, but, didn't we just take down parking meters? Is that on there?
Is that on there?
Yeah.
And this has kind of been an older one that he has had here. I think when they did that walkability study, all that stuff was looked at. It doesn't mean that it was good or bad, it was just all looked at. So it says in consideration of banners, benches, bike racks, planners, that was all taken within that study. We didn't really do anything with it, it was just that it was done, and it will go, it'll go in within that comprehensive plan.
I just, I didn't hope it wasn't, we were gonna start looking at parking.
I know one thing that was brought up in that steering committee from every single person is signage.
Yeah.
Signage. It was in our digital feedback, signage. I don't even know where parking is. I don't know where that park is. Your people, I mean, it was really good. Yeah, where's your pool?
Yeah.
And so it was signage was like the number one thing that was coming back from everyone. So historic preservation, you're on that, so we're gonna kind of leave it with that.
Mhm.
Is there anything you guys want to discuss tonight?
No.
Okay. We do not have, do we have any invoices? I didn't see any. Did you see any in the back of yours?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Was Deborah Park involved in things, this historic
Comprehensive?
preservation and she.
Historic preservation? No, she was not. There were other people that were part of the historic preservation that had been on it in the past that were part of it. But no, she was not asked.
She is, or president, so
Hmm.
she might have.
No,
included it.
she wasn't.
Okay.
But doesn't mean that she can't. It's not over. It's got 30 more days to go. So it's definitely can make the phone call and see if she wants to be part of that. But there were some other members that were in the past that were on that too, on different stakeholders. So, but we can definitely reach out to her and ask her,
Yeah, that'd be great.
as well as you still have your meeting. So you have to set up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, is there anything else? Is there anybody else like that suggestion for Debbie Burkhart to be on that, to be a stakeholder in any way?
That's the first thing I can think of.
Okay, I am not seeing any invoices. Do you see any in the back of that? Okay.
I think it's in voices somewhere.
So the next meeting is scheduled December 22nd, fourth Monday of each month. Um,
Before Christmas.
yeah. And if something does come up, something differently, everyone will be notified and the public would be notified too if something differently came about that with, to help with the bond distils.
She needs some help.
Yeah, she does. We'll see what we can do, help her, help guide her. Cause it sounds like I know who some of our contractors are, so maybe just helping direct them. Working with the,
Yeah.
I think this is a great program to be able to help people.
right.
It's-
And unfortunately, she just was so last minute with that meeting just happening. So, next meeting, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.